Hello students, in today's strategy management class, we will continue with the strategy formulation of human resource management. In the previous classes, we discussed about marketing strategy, financial strategy, operational, which it also includes logistic, then R&D we discussed. Here today we discuss about human resource management strategy. So as we know, the employees in an organization play a vital role in success of the organization. So it is the paramount importance of the human resource department to recruit the right person for the right job. So the major areas which the human resource manager or director need to look into are like recruitment, selection, training, orientation. It should be ongoing, as I mentioned earlier. Training should be an ongoing one, and then compensation, then disciplinary action. So these are the very important areas the human resource manager should really be very concerned. So we'll go today's topic. These 7 areas we'll be discussing pertaining to human resource management strategy. So the following are the areas: attracting, developing, and retaining high quality staff or people, facilitation of change and workforce diversity, empowerment of human resources, building core competency, development of work ethics and culture, and 360-degree feedback. That is evaluation. We'll start with attracting, developing, and retaining high quality people. So, matches people to the operational needs of the organization. As a HR, it is very important. They need to recruit the right people, as I mentioned, people who are suitable for the organizational culture, who helps in fulfilling the objectives, vision, mission of the organization. Uh, Provides for acquisition, development, and retention of talented employees who can deliver superior performance. In other words, some of the staffs may be a dead weight to the organization. They need to identify and remove them from the roles, and then try to retain, do ways to retain people who are really very productive and performing a very superior performance. That those people, they need to identify, motivate them, and retain them. The flexibility, innovation, and high levels of personal customer service. Okay, so these are the very important characters the employee should exhibit, and then they should fit with the culture. That's very important. Like every country, they have a culture. Every region has their own culture. So same like that, organization has their own culture. So the employees not only is not enough to just perform good, good superior performance. They should, exhibit, and they should be very productive. They should be flexible and innovative. Same way, they should also be, able to adapt to the culture. So these kind of people, okay, the human resource department should identify, and then they recruit. They should also retain these kind of people. Facilitation of change. So whenever organization is coming up with a new strategy and then implementing the strategy, then they have to do some changes in the organization. It includes the structure. So usually when they do some changes in the organization, so people, that's the employees in the organization, will be resisting the change. So the change should be, coming from the HR. So it should be basically supported by the HR people. So the HR department performs a variety of functions associated with the communication, implementation, and tracking major changes. Okay, they should communicate this to the employees why the change is necessary, and then what kind of improvement and development the changes will give to the organization in achieving its organizational objectives and goals. So the common HR roles and responsibilities includes in facilitation of changes are providing initial employee communication about the changes. So what kind of changes in terms of the processes, in terms of people, in terms of structure, in terms of how the organization works. So all these things should be communicated with along, highlighting the benefits to the organization as well as the people, so that it is easy to easy for the employees to observe this thing and then they implement it. Developing training programs. Sometimes there should need to be organize some training so that the employees are, adapting to the changes, the new changing processes they can adapt. So training is also necessary whenever required. So, for example, say a new technology has been introduced. So what happens, like automation. So the employees may not be, aware of this operation of this machinery or automation. So what happens? They need to be given proper training so that they can handle the new technology. So that is has to be organized by HR in, proper communication with the concerned department. Preparing informational documentations. So documentation is also very important whenever they go undergo some changes. So what happens? Everything should be black and white. Which clearly explains. Why these changes are necessary, how it is going to help in fulfilling the new strategy being planned and will be implemented by the top management. So they are the one who need to prepare, the documents pertaining to the changes. Assessing readiness before the change. So they need to come up with how they are going to, assess the situation. What are the probable, what do you say, problems or challenges the the employees will be facing. Okay, they should able to, what do you say, predict this issues and come up with the solution, like a proper training, like a proper communication, documentation and all those things, and then be prepared. Okay, and then expect, sometimes you need to expect the unexpected, and wherever necessary they need to do some, what do you say, necessary steps so that the changes are implemented in a successful manner. Analyzing potential impact. Okay, so what happens, whatever the impact, okay, it will be, the changes are for the development. So on the development means, people don't really understand until unless they undergo the changes successfully and see the progress, then only they accept it. So they have to communicate to the employees in a right manner. Here in this slide you can see, when asked people who wants to change. Okay, who wants change? Okay, change in the organization. So you can see all the employees just raising their hands. But when they in the next picture, when they ask who wants to change, there is no, not even a single hand rising. So it means that people want change in the, in the organization, but they don't want to change themselves. Okay, so this is very clear and evident that it's a common psychology of human being, okay, to adapt to the changes. At least most of the people. So what happens, it has to be done gradual manner, and it has to be communicated to the employees, highlighting the sunny side, I mean the positive side of the changes, how it is going to do good for the organization. Okay, so how it is going to help in achieving the vision mission of the organization, and then by properly giving training, if necessary, some kind of what do you say, advice or this thing need to be given, okay, so that the employee can understand the why they need to change, and then they go through the process smoothly and successfully. Workforce diversity. So now with the globalization, diversity in the workforce, I mean, is something which is unavoidable. So what is the meaning of diversity? So workforce diversity can be observed in differences among employees in terms of age. So different age group, like you have seen in this picture, okay, very old, very young people, middle age. So different kind of age group, cultural background, people from different culture, uh, physical abilities and disabilities. Some organizations have their, I mean, policy to recruit people who are physically challenged. Okay, they should be also given a chance whenever necessary. Even hotels, in terms of room service, okay, where I mean, who attends the phone, who attends a call. Okay, so they recruit people who are like physically challenged people. Okay, so every organizations, okay, has some like a quota or some positions which they can give to the people who are disabled or people who are physically challenged, and then people from different races, religion, gender, and sexual orientation. So what happens, so these are the, I mean, diversity in the workplace. Okay, so if you ask, diversity is necessary, of course diversity is something which cannot be avoided, but there are has its own advantages and disadvantages. Of course, if there is a diverse, what happens, the culture will be different, the way people interact will be different. So the HR can organize some sort of training. Okay, so how to, I mean, move with the people of a different diverse in nature, different age groups. I mean, sometimes young people are different generation from the old people, so the mindset of the I mean very experienced or elderly people may be different. So whenever necessary, the HR need to give some training or some advice or some sort of thing. So what happens, so they said this is necessary for people, okay, to have this thing, and by explaining the advantages also of having a diverse one, people with diverse one also bring some innovative ideas, fresh blood of flesh ideas and culture to the organization, which help to sometimes solve the issues and give creative ideas. So the many research around the world has proved that diversity in workplace is a great advantage for the organization in giving innovative and creative ideas to solve the operational level issues and coming up with a new and innovative product. So as I mentioned earlier, workforce diversity is something inevitable in this globalization era, and it also, I mean, a good advantage to organizations. So maintaining a congenial, healthy work environment is a challenge for HR manager. People are from the diverse background. There may be, as I told you, a conflict in culture, but through proper orientation and proper training and counseling sort of things, the HR can, I mean, resolve these issues. So motivation, maintaining moral and commitment are some of the key tasks. Okay, so motivation is necessary. I mean, by explaining the advantages of having a diverse work environment, so how it is going to be beneficial for the employees, like people from different, I mean, region speak different languages. So it is an advantage for a staff to learn a new language. Okay, so these are the ways they can explain what kind of advantages. Okay, I mean, people from different region, they eat a different kind of food. I mean, the way they dress, they speak, I mean, they culture. So it is an opportunity for the employees to, I mean, learn new things. I mean, see different people. Okay, learn new languages, learn new culture, having friends from different even parts of the world and all those things. There are of course a lot of advantages from personal as well as organizational aspect. Okay, so these kind of things the HR can help to understand the staff that diversity is something which cannot be avoided, and the staff has to get used to it. Okay, so and commitment has to be, I mean, implemented, or some of the key tasks that HR manager has to perform. You can see here the picture which clearly explains the diversity in organizations. Now increasingly organizations are having a diverse workforce. You can see from this thing people with, I mean, different culture, races, and all those things, especially certain countries in Asia like Singapore, Malaysia, they are having multiracial people, people from different parts of the world, especially if they are working in a multinational organization. So what happens, you could I mean have a chance to meet people from different countries and even continents. Empowerment. So HRM strategy empowerment. What is empowerment? Empowerment of human resources. Empowerment means that the management or HR, I mean, giving power to the employees to solve some issues, to take decision. Okay, these decisions will benefit the organization, will take the organization to the next level. This decision can solve the problems or issues faced by the customer. So this empowerment can make a customer happy, and thereby customer will give a repeated business. Okay, so that is called empowerment. Okay, so this empowerment are related to the, I mean, work. What do you say? Work decision makings. Okay, power given to take decisions. Employee empowerment is a management strategy that aims to give employees the tools and resources, okay, certain resources, and necessary to make confident decisions in the workplace without supervision. Sometimes no need to ask the superior, okay, the immediate boss. Okay, so this one sometimes it can be, I mean, going through the protocol of taking the permission from the immediate boss, and thereby that person will ask their immediate boss. So this protocol can be, I mean, reduced by making the organization structure to some extent a flat one, so that what happens, the employees are really, I mean, like given power so that they can not only take the right decision, and not only the right decision, but also the timely decision. That is very very important, which can save a lot of money for the company, or which can increase the satisfaction of the customer. So when employees are empowered to make decisions that helps the customer, they are contributing to the strategy and business objectives of the organization. So what happens? This is also a sort of motivation for the employees. Whenever I mean the employees realize that they have been given, I mean they have been increased with their power to take a decision. So I mean, they will feel valued as a member of an organization. They feel more valued, and then this will in turn uh, give intrinsic motivation for the employees. When the employees are motivated, so what will happen? They will be more productive. Okay, they will be display a positive vibes in the organization. Okay, which also helps the other employees to be more productive. So uh, company, I mean HR should, what do you say, we should I mean plan and analyze wherever the employees can be given empowerment for the beneficial of the organization, for taking the right decision, which helps the organization to move towards achieving its organizational goals, in achieving its organizational objectives and all those things. So that is about empowerment. So we will discuss the rest of the HR strategy in our next class. Thank you.